Welcome back to my channel, everybody. If you don't know me, my name is Jed and I live in my 4runner here so that I can explore more and stress less. So this is the 3 reasons why I chose to live in an SUV versus a van. A little bit of background: I lived in an Astro van by myself for about 3 years and traveled the country full time, coast to coast, and it was epic. And I lived in an extended Chevy Express van with a high top with a girlfriend and a dog for a couple years, and that was cool too. And now I'm in this thing and I love it. And the first reason why I love it is because it gives me a ton of options. So when I was in the Astro, I always wanted to get out into the forest and go exploring, and there were all kinds of cool off-road trails that led to epic campsites and stuff like that that I just couldn't get to. I got stuck multiple times. It's got a little room, but I'm high-centered and just stuck, dude. I'm digging into the sand. There's no getting out here. Hey guys, so I am a little stuck. I was heading to the cemetery, and all of a sudden the ground got a little soft on me. And it sucks. And you know, when I was out on these dirt roads, I really have to worry about, is it going to snow overnight? Is it going to rain and the road's going to turn to mud and I'm going to get stuck? Is it going to be icy? So on and so forth. So this gives me the ability to go pretty much wherever I want within reason. You know, it's not a Jeep jacked up on 44-inch swampers, you know, double locked and all that, but it gets me on any moderate trail for sure. I've been on some great trails with this thing. It's been awesome. And that means that I can get to really cool campsites. I don't really have to worry about the weather as much. And yeah, it's great. And the other side of that is that when I sleep in the city, I've got way more options where I can sleep. So when I started out, I slept in mostly like parking lots, like Walmart, Target, stuff like that, and industrial areas. And the issue with that is they're really loud, and there's lots of annoying people that play music really loud and yell and shoot guns. And I guess there's people that shoot guns out here too, but you don't have to worry about it as much. But anyway, you know, those places sucked, but now you can't even park there because most of them have no overnight camping signs on them. And that has been increasing more and more and more. And that kind of sucks. But with this thing, I can park in nice neighborhoods, which I wouldn't feel comfortable doing with a van because I'd feel like I'm probably going to get the knock because somebody, you know, when someone sees a van parked out in front of their house, depending on where you're at, in Portland, it's not as much of a big deal, but in nicer areas, it is. People call the cops and you get the knock in the middle of the night, and it is not a fun thing to experience by any means, but nobody has any idea that I'm sleeping in this thing, and I can park in nice, safe, peaceful areas and not be bothered. And that is a huge relief. It's really nice. So the second thing is that this is not only a place where I live, and really I live out of it, I don't live in it, but it's also my daily driver. And I'm a person who loves to drive. I love to operate anything with wheels. I love it. I love twisty mountain roads. I love wide open spaces. I love being out here in the middle of nowhere. And I wanted something that was fun and cool and enjoyable to drive, and this does it, man. This thing is fantastic on twisty mountain roads. I have good road feel. It feels locked in and solid. It drives great. You know, it's not a sports car, but for a truck, it drives great. And it's very comfortable for long drives. Like I can do a 10-hour day in this thing and be okay. We're in a van. I'm like white knuckling it the whole time, you know. It was very fatiguing, and I found myself frazzled at the end of the day, and this does not do that to me. The newer vans are better, for sure, the Sprinters, the Transits, stuff like that, but they can't touch this, dude. This thing just slays on twisty mountain roads, and especially out here. It's just awesome. So those are the 2 big things. The third thing is that it's Toyota. It's extremely reliable. This is a 1,000,000-mile engine, transmission. Everything is just rock solid. This is a legendary vehicle, and it's going to go down in history as a legendary vehicle. And I plan to keep this thing and just keep, you know, if something breaks the engine, I'll just put a new one in it and keep it for forever because it's an epic vehicle. I love it. I love it. It's fun. And I didn't really get that excited about the Express. The Astro van, you know, I literally replaced almost every part in it except for the rear end and the computer. The whole engine, the transmission, all the front end parts. I was constantly throwing parts at it. This thing, not so much. So that's nice. So some of the downsides that, you know, come along with this is obviously I've got way less space to work with in here. And that means that I'm limited on the things I can have and carry. One good example of that is it's starting to get cold and I want to get a diesel heater, but where do I put it? You know, there's just not a good place to put it, where if I had a huge van with a ton of space, it wouldn't really be an issue. The other issue, which I'm working on, is it's a pain in the ass to cook. Yeah, it fell apart a little bit, that's all right. Whoa! Oh, come on! I don't have it yet set up so that I can cook inside. I've got to pull out a table, pull out my stove, pull out all the stuff, hook it up, get it all set up, wipe it down, clean it, break it down, put it back. It's kind of a pain in the butt. It really is. I'm working on that. I'm working on getting a much bigger battery bank so that I can cook with induction, and then I can cook inside if I want to, and maybe even get rid of propane and just get a little jet boil or something for if something's up with the electrical. But anyway, those have been pains in the butts. The fuel mileage is good. I average 17.7 is what it usually ends up on my computer. After a while, I get like 22 on the highway. It's basically the same as the Astro. But that's kind of it. There has not been a single time where I've been in this thing, even getting stuck inside of it on rainy days, or have been like, oh my God, I can't believe I live in such a small space. I can't stand this. I need to trade this thing in for a Sprinter right now. I've never even thought that, but there's been a million times where I've been out in the sand dunes or blasting down some badass trail or camping in some epic spot where I've been like, yes, this is awesome. I am so glad I bought this thing. This scratches the itch for, you know, having fun with something with a motor, which I miss having a motorcycle that I can do that with. But this scratches that itch. So I wanted to keep this kind of short and to the point. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. And yes, if you've been watching for a while, I did shave my mustache and I shaved my head at the same time, and it was a big mistake. I look like a completely different person and it freaks me out. Thanks for watching. See you next time.